When you initially access Naviance, you'll access Naviance through the link student.naviance.com/Anne Frank. If for any reason you're directed to an error page, it's just fine. Just type in Anne Frank Inspire Academy and it will take you to this page, which is our unique entrance to our Naviance profiles. So for the very first time you will log in, you will need to click this button right down here, which says I'm new and need to register. Once you do that, you'll be taken to the screen. By now, you should have received a unique access code or registration code from me. If you have not, please feel free to come by and see me to gain access to that registration code. Enter that code, hit register. It will take you through a series of steps in order for you to get your account fully registered. Bear in mind that parents and students will have their own unique code, so please do not use the other code to access the account. And again, parents will only be able to access their student profiles to view. They will not be able to do anything within those student profiles. So today we're going to go ahead and go in through the student profile. You'll log in with the email and password that you set at registration. Once you log in, you will see this home screen. I'm going to go over a few key features, and then we'll sort of dive in a little bit more with the college search, the scholarships, and career exploration. So, of course, you'll see your name up here. There's always an area to search for colleges everywhere you go in Naviance. Of course, this is the primary function is for you to be able to search for colleges. There will be a welcome message here, so any news that I need to push out to you all, you'll find it here. Your favorites, which we'll come back to in a little bit. Any assignments that are assigned to you and assignments that you assign to yourself will show over here. And this is a pretty cool feature here where you will see anything new that's coming out from the college office, including what you see here are college events. These college visits are available to any of our students. Registration is free. All you have to do through your Naviance account is hit register, and that will indicate that you will be attending that event. You must RSVP for these events. And if you intend to go, especially for those virtual events, you must register in order to get the link. So that will show you, and we'll show you how to get to this page in a little bit as well. So we're going to go back home. Now, the very first feature that I want to take you to is this colleges tab up here. This is where you'll be doing the vast majority of your college research. Under the tab Find Your Fit is where we'll begin that exploration. Just if I could briefly go through each of these various tabs, SuperMatch is likely where you'll spend most of your time initially. College Match are colleges that have matched to you based on information that you have given Naviance, including through a lot of your personal inventories. College Events, which we'll look at. Scattergrams is going to be a really neat feature which will allow students to see historically how students at Anne Frank have fared at various institutions. So if we had 20 students apply to a particular school over time, students will be able to see the average SAT, ACT score, GPA of students accepted at that school. Advanced college search and college lookup are features that you could use. They're a little more simple tools just to look up a college on the go that you can do really quickly if you needed to. So as I mentioned, the first thing we'll look at here in depth is SuperMatch, which is a tool that will allow you to sort of filter for schools that will match criteria that you are specifically looking for. So for those of you who've thought about or have completed your junior questionnaire or college questionnaire, can input that information directly up here in your fit criteria. You will start with location and begin to input information about where it is that you are interested in looking at schools. You will just simply click whatever your interests are in each of these categories, hit the next tab, continue doing the same thing there. Okay, you'll hit the next tab. You'll look for any admission information that you want to put in there, information that pertains to you. Continue to hit next, so forth until you get to the very end. Organizations, Greek life, anything in terms of student life you're interested in. Bear in mind as you're inputting this information, folks, that the more specific you are, the fewer school options, obviously, that will populate. So you'll really want to think about what are those criteria that are most important to you and ensure that those are listed. And if there are negotiable things that you are looking for in schools, I would recommend you not put that information in the system so that you're able to get as many options as possible. So after you have done that and you've clicked close, you can scroll down, and what you will begin to see now are a listing of schools that match your criteria. And you'll notice this fit score. This score is based on any number of criteria that you have put in the fit criteria above. And this will actually break down to you what exactly matches with your criteria in this particular school. So in this case, Oberlin College met 100% of my criteria. This is a school that I will probably want to favorite. And I can do so by hitting the button here, and this is what it looks like when it's not favorited. Same thing I can do if I want to compare schools. As you can see, I have some schools pinned. I can pin those for comparison. So say I wanted to pin Rice as well. I can pin that. Now you will only be able to see up to 4 schools side by side at a time. And I can go down here and look at those schools. And I can, of course, if I want to move them over, I can do so just by switching right there. If I'm in this view and I see a school I really like that I haven't already favorited, I can favorite that simply by clicking that, or unpin it by clicking that. And you'll notice the next school in my list will then pre-populate on that list. And this is a good way of just comparing schools at a glance to remove those that might not necessarily meet a specific criteria. So this is where I really traditionally would like students to start. If you are interested at this point in really highlighting or looking at a school more specifically, you can click that school or any school. And within that school's profile, you will be able to see anything and everything from their overview to their course of studies, all sorts of stats, student life information, admissions information, costs, and any spotlights in that particular school that they're highlighting. In many cases, you'll be able to apply directly online. You can do a virtual tour and communicate with admissions reps from that school via your Naviance profile. We will go back to the home page. And again, go back to Find Your Fit, where your college tools are. I want to highlight one other thing in this list, which is college events. So as I mentioned before, there were events that schools are registering to come and see you directly. This tab is a little different. If there is a school that is not represented in those who are coming to visit us this fall or in the spring, and you want to visit them, you can come to this page, put any kind of search criteria or leave it alone, and just look at all of the colleges that currently have virtual or in-person events. All of our students are eligible to participate in these events, as long as it meets, date and time criteria for you. This is outside of Anne Frank, so this is open to students who have Naviance nationwide. So our students will have access to those events as well. We're going to switch over now to research colleges, where you will find those college visits that I told you about. So again, if I go back, research colleges, college visits, this is where you'll find all of the colleges that have registered to come and see our students specifically. Many of these right now are virtual visits, but these will get updated as colleges register with us over the course of the semester. We're going to go back to Find Your Fit, and this time we're going to look up, not Find Your Fit, we're going to look up Scholarships and Money. Here is where all students will find scholarship information at Anne Frank. I will not house scholarship information on any bulletin board outside. I will email scholarships that come across my desk, of course, that are special scholarships, but students who are interested in looking up scholarship information should use their Naviance account. The first thing I would highly recommend students doing is filling out this scholarship match information. In this information, it pulls from, I believe, the National Scholarship Profile right up here, and that is where you will go in to update that information. And that will not only qualify you for finding national scholarships, but as well as any other scholarships that we may put in the system, manually, local scholarships, and it will match those to you directly. Any applications that are live via Naviance, you'll be able to fill out via the scholarship applications lists. None are there yet, but once we have those loaded in, you'll be able to access that via that link. The last thing we'll talk about today briefly are the career sections. The same way that you can favorite a college, careers you're thinking about is the same thing you can do with careers here. Two options for you. You can do a straight career exploration if you know of a career you're thinking about, or where I would encourage many students to start is Road Trip Nation. Here, you'll be able to find a wealth of videos of folks in various industries at various intersections of their industries talking about their experience. Starting right here in Find Your Road, you'll click that button and you'll indicate interests that you have. So if I'm interested, for example, in problem solving, secondary interest might be in education, and then another might be in, say, government. It will load people who are in that specific niche of interest for you. Former Secretary of Education Arne Duncan, first person who comes up. And if I'm interested, obviously, I can click on that and hear him speak in various video excerpts about his life and career. If I'm interested in learning more in terms of themes, say, for example, I'm someone who has a lot of doubt, I can click that link right there and see other people in their life and career who may have struggled with that same theme or who have overcome something or something of the sort. So Road Trip Nation is a great place to start there. Throughout the semester and throughout the year, students will get various different assignments from the college office. Many of them will be from my assessments, and these are where these assessments are housed, depending on what you're asked to do. So you can also not wait for that assignment to come up. If you're interested, you can come right in here and begin filling some of these out. All of this information will feed in ultimately to your college search. So that is Naviance in a nutshell. I certainly expect, especially our 9th through 12th graders, to eagerly get engaged with Naviance as soon as possible. Each grade level will be assigned assignments that are grade specific and grade appropriate as we move forward in really building out the college and career going culture here at Anne Frank. You may certainly reach out to me directly by email or by phone or by swinging by my office at any time. I look forward to working with you all and believe that this is a great first step in the direction of where we want to be.